Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm Great Grandpa BB. I'm here with my good friend Michael Scelsi from Colorado Springs is where we're at currently in locale. I don't know, man. I just got here and we've been talking like mountain climbing a bunch, and man, it's kind of piqued my interest, man. I want to hit the trails. I want to climb a mountain now, you know?
Hell yeah, dude. Love climbing mountains, dude.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
It sounds like there's like whole like levels of like. I want to start on like level 1. Is that like, are there level 1 mountains?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
you'd call it like a class. So your class,
Oh, okay.
like a class 1 mountain or class 2 would be something to start on.
Okay.
You
Gotcha.
definitely do it in the summer too.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not like get caught somewhere and freeze or something like that?
Yeah, the wind gusts, everything is a little crazier. So
Oh, yeah.
safer, funner, better views. Start it up in the summer.
Yeah.
Get up there and get the real views, man.
Yeah, I'm just looking for like a workout and I'm looking for like scenery, you know?
Definitely do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out on a different trip for that one, but
Yeah. It's
hell
a
yeah.
lot to climb a mountain, but I mean, if you set your mind to it and you climb up to the top of that fucker, you really get a good relief of like knowing,
Yeah.
you know, you accomplished something.
And you're hitting like, well, what would be the altitude of like a class 1 or a 2? Are like, is it like a lower level mountain or just easier to climb?
It would be easier to climb. So by definition, they'll go class 3 is when you have to use your hands as well.
Okay.
So you actually end
Gotcha.
up like moderately rock climbing, kind of pitched into the mountain a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and then you also have to use your hands would be a class 3.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah.
So like almost class 1 and 2 feels like it's just like hiking straight up.
Straight
almost.
hiking.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
Cool.
Yeah. And
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Love it. It's a different world. Once you do all your class 2s though, then you get the itch. You're like,
Yeah,
about
for
that
sure.
class 3 we were talking about. Let's try it.
Yeah, I've been running around on like a electric scooter around town lately, and I'm like, you know, I could go for a dirt bike or a motorcycle
Yeah.
right now. Maybe
Yeah.
like I kind of want to go faster, you know?
Put a turbo on it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Love it.
Yeah,
But
that's
more
how
than
it is.
anything though, Matt, I definitely want to say that the climbing the mountains is like a hiking therapy. You know, so getting out in the wilderness is always like a therapy. It's a
Yeah.
peaceful state, you know, it's calmness. You get not just the views, but your mind is so distracted by the task.
Yeah.
On top of it, you get a true goal and a true achievement once you get, you know, to the final peak or the summit.
Yeah.
And then it's usually easy trekking back, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So
all
it's
downhill from there, right?
Yeah. Literally. Got him.
Hey, I've been around the world a couple times. What's
You
going
know.
on? Yeah, man, that sounds like a lot of fun, though. Yeah, I had something I was gonna say a second ago, and I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Got him.
But man, yeah, like, so I just came from Leadville, basically yesterday, and like all of these hiking gear was made there, like in this town of like less than 3,000 people. There are like professional craftsmen there.
For sure.
That's so rad, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
Like that was like the second place that I went once I got here. But like I just keep hearing legends about this place the entire like everywhere that I go, man.
Leadville. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, for real, man. Like it
Yeah.
was just like the quaintest town that I ever seen, and also like the
Yeah.
people were just really like down to earth, and
Wholesome.
even though they're the highest, is it the highest county in the whole country, or
It was on Jeopardy once. It
Oh.
is the highest altitude incorporated city.
okay, damn.
So they have a full, you know, city. What is it?
Everyone seemed pretty proud of it. Yeah.
Government and everything. Yeah.
Everyone had the like 10,000 something
Yeah,
shirts. I'm
yeah.
higher than you are, you know.
10-2. 2 miles high, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Denver ain't got shit.
Yeah. Here in Colorado Springs, we're at 6,500
Okay.
feet
okay.
elevation, so we're already higher than Denver.
Yeah.
But I mean, Denver's cool. You know, it's definitely a big city life.
Yeah.
You know,
For
you have
sure.
to be ready for that.
Yeah, like I was right downtown, and there was some homeless things happening, and I was like navigating that a little bit, and like
Yeah.
I was wanting to help a little bit at one point, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna get like there's too much, you know, like going
A
on
lot.
here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the first place I went. Well, the first place I went was a little breakfast joint that had this like really old guy who was telling me all about the Air Force, and that was interesting.
All right.
You know, he's like,
yeah.
"You ever heard of a B-42?" I was like, yeah, mate. No, I don't know."
Yeah, actually, no, not a 42.
Yeah, 39 Niner. I don't know.
Niner.
Was there a Niner in there? Is that
There's
Purple
definitely a
Delta
Niner.
Bravo?
Good job, though. You got to listen to the old guy. You always have to listen to the old guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That is key.
He just retired. He's been driving truck for 44 years. You know,
He's got something to listen to. If
Yeah.
not, you know,
Yeah.
it was worth the try.
Oh yeah, for sure. He saw all my luggage and he's like, "What are you doing here?" You know?
Yeah, totally.
So it's called a podcast.
Yeah. A what?
Yeah. I don't know what those are, but I've heard about them.
Yeah.
It's like cool.
Deal.
Yeah, it's like an old. You ever heard of Orson Welles and the radio show called The Shadow? Basically that, except for I have no storyline.
You hooked him.
I know my audience. I know.
He's listening. Totally, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, people around here are great, man. Like, I haven't,
Yeah.
like, it's just so chill. Like, I had this conversation earlier today about, like, I don't know, kind of like coming from, like, the dude I was talking to came from Texas, and I'm coming out from Ohio, and it's like, there's this, like, weird sense of, like, masculinity that's kind of, like, heightened, you know, like, when
Okay.
you're in these places.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interestingly.
Yes.
For sure.
So much so.
Yes.
And, like, you don't know that it's even happening because you're just, it's like the water that you're swimming in, you know? It just disappears.
Absolutely. Nailed it.
And, like, because I noticed it I've noticed it before over the years, you know? But I went to Carolina in July, and, like, I was like, man, I was stuck behind some slow traffic, and then I had to make a left-hand turn, and I was like, this truck behind me is going to be pissed off, you know? And I made a turn, and he didn't squeal out his tires or shit. And I was like, what the fuck? These people are cool. All right. This is, where am I? What's happening right now? Like, I felt oddly out of place, you know?
Chilling.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're chilling.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
it's a good way to be, you know. Like, and I hope some of it rubs off on me. I'm generally a chill person myself. I
Yeah.
tend to isolate myself sometimes, which I don't know.
Right.
But
Which we tend to feel like is chilling, but it
Yeah.
is important to be able to be calm and collected around, the next group of people, which is hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to sometimes grab
Yeah.
yourself and just make sure you're grounded and
yeah,
that you're
Yeah.
able to hold on to who you are
not
in
like
an environment.
reacting to things that you like that hit you the wrong way in the moment. You know, like
Absolutely.
man. I hosted, like, I haven't been in the hardcore scene musically in a long time. I used to be in some punk bands early on, but we had a big hardcore show at this venue that I was, like, hosting, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, I had seen some friends that I haven't seen in a long time, you know? And they're like, hey, dude, you still doing that hippie bullshit music, man? And I was like, oh, fucking dude, like... Just it got me really heavy, you know, like real quick, and then like I had to go over the piano and prove that I'm still playing heavy music, but it still sounded probably like hippie music, you know. I'm just like, fuck.
Well,
He
it's
might have got
heavy
me.
hippie.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna put some industrial spin on it, you know. It's like
Yes. Yes, it's always hard, and it's very rare that we're able to just be ourselves because we are always so influenced by outer things,
Yeah.
like that's our subconscious just reacting to like, well, what's going on around you though, like
Yeah.
you better don't forget
Yeah.
though, like your buddy's watching and he really likes the heavy stuff, and like
for sure.
whatever you got into, like, ain't always approved, and
Yeah.
and it's important to have a balance because, man, I love being around friends and I love being around society,
Yeah.
but man, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Definitely.
that's a lot to swallow.
And
You're
just
like,
navigating who you're putting yourself around a lot of times too, you know?
Yes.
Like, how many times in this conversation am I gonna be called a pussy? You know,
Absolutely.
Like-
yeah. Or like just even the look or the perception.
right? Yeah,
You know, where I'm not just assuming, like you clearly are, judging me or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
definitely.
it's hard, man.
It is. You know, like I can't imagine like hardcore music being really big out here at all. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem like anybody has that much angst. You know, like as
Totally.
as a 30-something-year-old man, like they do out there, because that
Absolutely.
place was more packed for that show. I've never hosted a hardcore show, at least, like since I was 20 or something, right? You know?
Sure, been a
And
while.
so, yeah, and like this place was fucking packed.
Slamming.
Like the entire, like I'm seeing people I haven't seen in years, and they're just all still here for it, you know?
Yes.
I'm like, God damn, like I listen to a lot of different kinds of music, and I've never got I mean, it was good for the first like 4 bands, and then I kind of like started falling asleep. I'm like, this sounds exactly like the last band.
Yeah.
But I'm doing sound right now, so I gotta like pay attention,
I better be on it.
Yeah.
So that's heavy, meaning like hardcore or metal
Yeah.
or like thrash metal,
Yes.
death metal,
Yeah.
like hitting into like the so heavies, and
Yeah.
that's like a fun place to be sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. For sure.
It's beautiful and a lot like the punk scene, because
Yeah.
you'll be into the punk scene soon.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's very
punk is
like-
so much more, to me, punk is so much lighthearted though,
More lighthearted. Nice
Yeah.
point. Nice point.
It's like it's almost like being snotty to somebody or something. It's like,
Okay.
That's it, please,
Yeah.
fuck this place and fuck you too.
like I love that.
And it's like, yes,
Because,
somebody
yeah.
had to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, like-
Thank you.
Like I feel that in my heart, but like this guy is just going Barachi die or whatever. It's
Totally.
like, yeah, all right, that's good, whatever.
Yeah. That's heavy.
Yeah, like I feel it, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Necessarily right now.
And it's always been fun in my life because I've never been able to directly dedicate myself to one genre.
It's so impossible.
Like,
Why would
no.
anybody want to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've taken it as like a long time ago. I started thinking about it in terms of like there are kind of like if now this doesn't sound good now when I think about it, right? But like let's say that genres are types of people, all right?
Okay.
Kind of like how we said it shouldn't be a second ago.
Sure.
But like, and from that point of view, if you, a lot of people do subjugate themselves in certain types of music, for sure,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and so I mean, I gravitate towards certain things too. But I like to explore different types of music to like find things in it that I do like, as a musician, just in general. But also, like, I used to think of it in terms of, like, it's like, well, I want to be open-minded to different types of people, So,
Ooh, got it.
yeah.
That just connected the circle right
yes, exactly. So,
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
there. Totally.
And if I can understand this song, and then I can get a little bit closer,
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it, too, because in order to really connect or to understand the next human's emotion,
Right.
it is important to find, like, well, what do you like to listen to,
Yeah.
And then you start to
there's
see, like, insight.
Empathy starts building and things, it's like, and even with the hardcore scene and thrash metal and all that, like, I almost feel more empathy for people that's just like hung up on that so hard too,
Yeah.
and they're the people who would hate it the most that I said that.
Absolutely.
100,000%,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I felt weird even saying it out loud.
Yes.
But like that's how I feel,
Yes. Emotions.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's a funny subject. It's a very affecting in our life. It's the
I mean, yeah, and we don't really talk about it openly, at least like, in
Yeah.
places where masculinity is stronger, especially among men, let's say
Sure.
that,
sure. Or competitive women do it too.
Right, yeah, they're
It's
just
like
kind of to
hide that,
themselves,
hide
yeah. But yeah, I did a whole podcast last night with a guy, and we went real in depth with like what vulnerabilities are, and spirituality, or meditation practices, and things like that. And I mean, that's great. Like I can jump into that side of it too.
Yes.
But yeah, but I do put up a front. When I'm in Ohio.
Yeah.
At times. I can't. A
shield.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't, because I just don't give a fuck, or I'm just, it's like, well, I'm gonna wear my crazy bright orange hat, and like all this weird, clothes that I got, and I go over the top. I have been known to go over the top quite frequently. Right?
Good.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
We need that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I was doing it. Just put a thorn in somebody's side. Right. Like, I used to have this, like, flannel that was my grandpa's, and he was colorblind, So it looked like a Rastafarian lumberjack nonstop,
Nice. Yeah. Sentimental, too.
Yeah, for
Rocking
sure. I'm Great Grandpa BB. This is my Grandpa BB's shirt, right?
Yes.
Worked out pretty well, man. All levels, man. Levels.
We gotta learn from him, man.
It's a class 5 fucking shirt right now.
Hell yeah.
You want to climb me, be my guest, man.
Yeah, bring it on.
Goddamn mountain over here. Mountain man.
Lumberjack.
Shit. I don't know, man. Yeah, people are weird. Let's just say that,
Yes. Society. A lot of friends that I have, I guess we'd call it more the hippie scene.
Yeah.
Have a problem, dealing with society in a way like that it's unacceptable in what it's become. And it's like, the society's altering what we do.
Yeah.
And yes, it is, and that's hard to swallow. But at the same time,
for sure,
we have to be a part of the society to affect it and improve it.
Yeah.
If we go and hide in the woods, we're not able to improve anything in our society or around us,
Definitely. Yeah, well said.
We got to be an active player in the community and talk to people.
Participation,
Yeah.
What's civil service, Like, do people even know what the word civil means half the time? Right?
Absolutely.
Like, I would guess a lot don't. At all,
Which is all right,
It is fine.
We got to teach them.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
We need civil people in this world.
Yeah. I always like this idea. Do you know Jon Stewart, the old Comedy Central Daily Show? Fuck yeah.
Totally do.
He used to talk about an idea, and maybe I only seen him say it once, but like he was like, maybe, when kids get out of high school, they should either join the military or join a civil service for a couple years.
Beautiful.
Help us build infrastructure. Help us watch after kids. Help us, like with parental leave type stuff. Like, there's a million things we could have be done in society by a civil service like that.
Yeah.
And then that puts people in direct contact with the government and with society and with the way things are. And it gives you a better understanding by participation, by the action,
By being a part of it and seeing what we're trying to fix.
Yeah.
Maybe it echoes into your life a little bit.
Yeah. And instead we're like pushing kids to go to college where they don't even have a sense of the world at all yet. Some of them do. Some of them are ahead of the game,
Sure.
And some of them already know it's like, oh, I'm going to go to this trade school and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make money. It's like, fuck yeah, dude, that's great,
Great thinking, yeah.
But I know a lot of people went to college right out of high school that had no clue.
It was a theme when I was growing up
to
go to college without intentions of a career.
Yeah.
But you were fulfilling the go to college part.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I had so many friends that I was like, what are you going to college for? What are you majoring in?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm going to college to figure out what other classes are right. And I'm like, well, wait, no.
That's not how it should work, man.
No.
Go out into the world to see what classes you want to know about and then go take those.
And then take those. I like that because
yeah.
That year, they used to tell me when I was graduating high school, it was like, well, there's a year gap that a lot of people like to take a year.
Go backpack
before.
across Europe, and it's like, yeah, you could do that.
You need to focus on who you are. Try,
Yeah, for sure. Put yourself out there and do a couple things, and and fail a couple things.
Yeah. That's a tough one, though, isn't it?
You're gonna learn more that way than you are in college all 4 years. Guarantee it.
But do you? So even though you learned more, do you profit more in not just in your pocket, but in your ability to help others perceive your knowledge? Do you what do you really profit in is a hard one to figure out still to me. I'm 35 and I remember not going to college, and I had a lot of friends that graduated college.
Yeah.
And now I finally made it further than where they're at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a hard one to look at because I'm still going well, wait, he still might catch me in the next 10 years because of his doctor's degree.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If he's smart about it, and
if he plays that card, that's my boy. I hope he does.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
He might just pass me in life.
Yeah.
Where I remember being 18 and going, dude, you're in college and you don't know what you're going to do for a job, though. I'm already an electrician.
Yeah, exactly.
At 18 years old and laughing about it, I already know it. I'm already making $30,000 a year, and
yeah,
but
for sure.
It's a hard one to figure out because I do believe that if I would have taken action, like you were just saying, figure out what you want in life,
right?
Go back to college, get your degrees, know that that's what you needed to figure out.
Yeah.
It would have helped me to be more valuable.
Yeah.
All around, even in society.
College degrees, I will say, are valuable. I'm not saying that they're not valuable at all, but I did that too. Well, my path after high school went to a community college for about 3 years, and I did a degree in music tech, basically, where I just learned mixer boards and music theory and piano and all these different things. It was great.
Yeah,
for sure.
job.
Yeah.
Great subject.
Yeah. I mean, I run a music venue now, And then I took about 3 or 4 years off and ran an actual music studio, a recording studio,
Gotcha.
And that was a lot of fun. And then I got real tired of it real quick, kind of. Just it was kind of a lot of drama.
Early
and then
20s?
I was early 20s. I was still in my own hometown, and I just wanted to get the hell out of there,
Sure.
So then I went to Kent State and went about another 3 years there, got my bachelor's in basically anthropology / general studies / a ton of different, any class that I could find where the teacher was cool, I would take that class. But yeah, and that's and that's also the opposite of what I'm saying you should do right now, as far as what a specialization thing is, But also, I do believe in kind of being the jack of all trades, and that's kind of what I want to be, And that's kind of why this podcast exists too, because I want to talk about a lot of different things,
Definitely.
I just came from went across Colorado Springs, where I just came from. The entire discussion was about virtual reality, augmented reality, technology, video games. That was and I could keep up. I know that world, but I've never done a podcast on it before, and it was really cool to figure out that I could still do that too,
Definitely. Yeah, that's a huge door that's opening up too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then just talking about what Bitcoin is, AI, all these genetic CRISPR genetic modifications that are happening, and it's a lot of shit going on. But what I've been reading a lot of Buckminster Fuller lately, and he talks a lot about the idea of generalization versus specialization. You know?
Yeah, right back to it. Good job.
Yeah.
Well-rounded, a jack of all trades, compared to specializing or just being the trade.
That wasn't the only college, trade degrees that I have either. I've taken 2 courses in hybrid electric cars, a course in electric bikes, Fab Lab class, welding. I'm trying to think of all the supplementals that I took along the way too.
Oh, yeah.
I read a solar panel class textbook once. I read a textbook about mushrooms. I don't,
Yes.
Yes, all of this. Yes,
Yeah. It's fascinating. I'm really great at like all of it. I'm like, I tried to grow weed. I became the best at growing weed.
Nice.
I had to figure out how to grow mushrooms. I figured out how to grow all of the best gourmet mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
And then all the psychedelic mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
And
both are amazing. Yeah.
Both are amazing. And
Yeah.
in order to cultivate them, it's not that much energy,
Okay.
but it is a lot of focus in the learning of the task. So once you've learned the task, now you can complete it. You know, just like like a small class on welding or
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So now I know how to weld. I know a rough, and then it's kind of like in the field experience that you should be figuring out once you have a base. You know.
Yeah.
Man, it's just like hiking through hiking when you're backpacking and you're really through hiking.
What is the difference between through hiking and regular? I don't know what you would call it.
All right, so once you're through hiking, you're probably going to be on the trail for say like a month.
Oh shit. Okay. So you're doing it for the long haul.
You're doing it for the long haul. So you got all of your food probably for 2 weeks, and then you're planning on hitting like one stop and grabbing a refreshment of food from like that store in that town that you have on the map.
Yeah.
But that's about the only time you're going to stop in
Wow.
a lot of hiking.
Yeah. Shoot. That's wild.
That's a whole nother world is knowing that you got 30 pounds of gear on your back and you're surviving.
Yeah,
you're
right.
fine. Let's go. Let's go.
That's wild, man. Yeah.
Through hiking's my new passion.
Yeah. That's
a day hike's cool.
That's an endurance sport, man. Tell you what.
Yeah. You're hitting. I mean, even if you wanted to hit 8 miles a day, you're through hiking. You know.
Yeah.
You keep going. Get out there.
That's decent mileage though, man.
Yeah.
You know, like
for sure.
I walk. In order to do this trip, I at least made myself walk 2 miles every day, just in town. You know, just because I'm like, I'm gonna be in a city. I'm gonna be walking. I have not been walking as much as I should lately.
You got to keep the body moving, man.
Really do, yeah, for sure.
That's the realest thing ever.
I was always a long distance runner.
So cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just touch on that because I have a buddy that was heavy into long distance running. That's an awkward subject.
It is.
In the field and track.
I don't talk about it a lot, honestly, but I got into it. It's a weird story. I got really young into it. You know, like it was 1994.
Yes.
And I'm like in 4th grade. Like.
Yes. Are you that much younger than me? How old are you?
38. Yeah, I'm a little older.
So you're a little older. I'm 35.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So
sure.
you're in 4th grade. You're getting into long distance running.
Well, and the thing was, I as a kid, I had this like exercise-induced asthma happening, you know. In like 91, 92, I was in the hospital. I couldn't breathe, you know.
Gotcha.
That scared the shit out of me at that point, you know.
Absolutely.
And then so by 94, I'm like, how do I, like, what, if I run, I'm going to try to outrun this shit, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And so that was my whole thought process,
Yeah.
And so I just got in the early track and field events, you know, that they had, the track and field day event or whatever. And I just went out to practice every day and just ran as many laps as I could, you know. And Forrest Gump came out that year, so everyone's around the track, run, Forrest, run!
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is great. Like, you guys...
I'll give you that one. You definitely get that one, fuckers.
You didn't know that in 20 years I have a long hair and beard. But lo and behold. And so, yeah, it just progressed. And then I got in junior high, I was actually a pretty good runner. It was like the 2-milers and cross country.
Nice.
And me and my buddy were hitting like 1st and 2nd in a lot of the events. That was like 8th grade that was happening. And then, but then I started getting real bad shin splints and like I went downhill and whatever. And I did have an asthma attack every time I ran up until I was like in my mid to late 20s.
Damn.
Yeah, and then it just went away, and I don't have asthma attacks when I run now, and I'm like, wow, okay, cool.
That's
like,
awesome.
Unless I'm talking about it like this, I don't even think about it anymore. But
but it used to actually affect your breathing heavy.
Yeah.
And asthma is like a serious topic, man.
Yeah.
And it's a common thing to be in your childhood and then to grow out as well.
I've heard that. Yeah, for sure.
But it's, I mean, good job.
It
Push through
it. Was wild. Yeah, yeah.
If it works, push through it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. One good thing about asthma is that, like, I couldn't become a smoker, like, of cigarettes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, full time. Like, I really tried a couple times. I was like, I want to be a smoker now, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, 8 cigarettes later, I wake up and I'm like, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm never doing this again.
That's great.
Yeah,
This works out perfect.
I tried multiple times. I still have a pack of smokes in my glove box, man. But
Yeah.
like the pack before that, I bought last October of 2020 and ran out in like July and gave most of them away at parties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
I do.
like, how many cigarettes am I really smoking? And it's like, I don't know. I bought that pack in July and I barely. It's like maybe like 2 or 3 cigarettes into it by now. But
Yeah, they're stale. And
yeah, they're stairs. Well, normally I'll keep them in the freezer.
there you
actually.
go. All right.
I've done that
Touche.
for a
There
long
you go.
time.
Yeah. Sometimes
been-
I store them in the freezer.
known
right?
to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the tobacco stays, solid, but
I
don't
quit
know.
smoking like 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was heavy on the cigarettes, and
It's easy to do. Yeah.
I was so happy I quit.
Yeah, for sure.
So happy I quit.
Oh man.
Got
yeah.
that behind me, and
Hell yeah.
I haven't even opened the door again. I'm like, no, I'll be
Nice.
all right.
That's how you got to do it, man. Just
Yeah.
like straight up willpower, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's so many things, dude.
Oh, I was so interested in your running though, long distance
Oh,
running.
shit,
Because
yeah.
life goal,
Right on.
life goal, Leadville 100,
100
miles,
Jesus.
100 miler.
No,
I'm gonna
bueno,
crush it
dude. Yeah,
in
yeah.
2 years, dude.
Be my guest, man. My knees aren't gonna hold up for that shit.
I'm gonna make them hold
Longest,
up. Them things will hold up.
No. I tried to run 3 the other day. 3 miles, man.
Yeah. No,
No.
you gotta work up
Just-
to them.
Yeah.
My Saturday run is just short of 15 miles.
Yeah. I've
And-
run 15 miles before, but I think that was the most I've ever run in my life. You know, like
Dude, it was gross. It's
not
a lot.
fun. Yeah.
I swear I couldn't walk for the next day.
I know. Yeah.
Like, that's not cool.
That's a lot, dude. A half mile or a half marathon to me.
That's exactly half
Yeah.
marathon.
Yeah, exactly. And I've run a few half marathons, but I'm never doing a full marathon. My buddy's doing like 70, 80 milers right
Awesome.
now. Yeah.
Awesome. You got to make sure it's gonna handle it. You
Yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
what I just went through. I went through like the hip was crying.
Yeah.
I might not be able to do it, but I'm gonna keep pushing it properly and trying to like all prehab. You know,
Do
not
you-
rehab but prehab.
Do you like midfoot strike? I would
Yeah,
assume.
midfoot.
Nice.
But I mean, I don't know. I fall right
That's-
underneath my body.
Okay,
So I
yeah,
can
yeah.
could heel strike too because of the way
Yeah.
I'm trying to more toe push. I think it was my form and
Yeah.
why my hip hurt. So I'm gonna try to like alter my form a little bit more,
Yeah.
more toe flick
Yeah.
to prevent that hip
Yeah.
work.
I think that I fucked myself up because I ran from, 94 until I was like 20. I was probably like 27, 28, but before I started hitting mid strike, because I was all heel strike, all the way up
And
to that
striding
point.
out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And going for it. That's the way I
Yeah.
grew up too.
Yeah.
And you're faster. You're way faster with that big
Right.
stride. That big stride, we're gone. You know?
Yeah,
But
for sure.
you gotta tame it.
Yeah.
You just quit that.
Man, it took me years to like build up my calf muscles to do mid strike, man. Cause like when you go mid strike after that long, like you use your calves as shock absorbers at that point. You
Gotcha.
know? And
Gotcha.
like my muscles were not there at all for that. And then
Yeah.
I went barefoot for a while, and I couldn't go longer than a half a mile, like when I started off,
Wow.
if that. Because
Yeah.
I would just be like limping around,
From
like,
the
oh
difference,
my god,
the
yeah,
difference in form.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's huge.
If I was to start over, I never even heard of any of this stuff when I was that age though, and like then the cross country coaches are like, oh, we're just gonna run this many miles today, and
Yeah,
like
come on.
not even talk about it, you
Yeah.
know? It's like this is
know.
like the most important part of the thing, you know?
Yeah, it
Like,
absolutely is. In order, and being able to do it for long periods of time.
yeah, for sure.
And especially I'm 35, you're getting older too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if we're doing it, you got to make sure you have the right form.
Oh, definitely.
And then,
yeah,
if it's not working, I'm out. I quit. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But
I felt really shitty about it because, like, I mean, I've been running all summer on and off in between biking, you know, so I thought I was like, I know my bone density is fine and all that, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
I keep track of that, but like it's just my knee, man. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not there with it no more.
Yeah. So it's always my left leg.
Yeah.
It's never my strong leg. It's always
Okay.
my weak leg.
Yeah, that's what I got going on
It's
too.
always my weak, and I'm like, all
Yeah.
right. So it started like, oh, the knee cried, and then it was like, oh, the hips cried, but I've connected it all, and I'm like, it's the left. I got to build the left.
Yeah.
I got to quit on the right for like a month.
Yeah.
And just focus on that left. I'll even it out.
And maybe do you do any like leg lifting, like actual like
Yeah.
weight? Okay.
I try to like that's what I'm all into now. So I'm trying to do all the like plyometrics. You know, I'm doing the jumps and all the weight on the like the weird weights on the one leg that are gonna affect those stabilizing muscles more than anything.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe if I build up that, because I've never lifted weights like leg wise.
Yeah.
And like I just always figure that I'm like running enough to like take care of my muscle tone, but that's like, you know, maybe that's my weak point, my weak link, you know. I don't know.
So, well, if you feel like you have a bad knee, I would go out of my way to build the stabilizing muscles around it more.
Yeah.
Not even for running, just in life.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Because the bigger they're there, you know, the less pain you're gonna have. Like,
definitely.
From running, like I've had back
and
surgery.
even from
like
walking, you know, like this is the first time I felt old for never, you know, ever.
Absolutely.
Like was like last week when I was like training for this trip where I'm like walking 2 miles and like I'm like I've got to stop and stretch this leg real quick here because it's like all just not working right now.
Grandpa needs stretch.
Yeah, I guess so, man. It's fucked up.
That's
it's
all right.
weird. Yeah.
Grandpa knew to stretch though.
Yeah.
He knew to stretch, you know.
Like I didn't know until I did it. I just figured, and I was like, "Oh, that worked. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that now."
Yeah, facts.
That was a weird thing to learn, you know.
Definitely, man.
And that's, I mean, with my back too. Like I got stretches for that now and all that. And
Yeah.
Because I wake up and walk around like an old man and shit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Need my coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee right in the morning. Like,
you don't? I'm right in the
Uh-uh.
morning's the only time I pound
I
the
just
coffee.
finished my coffee right now, and it's like, what time o'clock, you know?
Yeah, totally. 6:30.
6:30 at night, yeah. I was reading that, like, there's I think it's called cortisol or something or another, some kind of hormone, like, naturally wakes up the body.
All right.
And then if you drink coffee, like, within the first hour after you wake up, like, it, like, kind of stunts that chemical from just happening.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah.
All right.
And so I just started drinking coffee at noon, and then with this podcast, I just drink coffee right before the podcast. You know.
All right.
That way, I'm just kind of like hitting my best stride, and I just like I get real talkative, and that's where I need to be anyway. So.
Yeah. The coffee can be a good ingredient though in life. I like the caffeine, and I don't know. I feel like there might be additional terpenes in coffee more than like
really
pure caffeine.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Terpenes like in cannabis and all that?
So a terpene, by definition,
is like a flavor thing, right?
Yeah. So like turpentine.
Okay.
Right. Turpentine is like a chemical that's extracted from a tree.
Oh.
And that's,
I just think of like paint thinner.
It's
right?
like a paint thinner.
Yeah. Okay.
And that thing is so strong, but it's extracted from a tree, and that's just turpentine, you know. But that's a terpene. Now, a terpene is really complex. So yes, there's terpenes in cannabis, but there's also terpenes in all kinds of other plants.
Okay.
So
they got hugely. I don't know, publicized in cannabis for a minute there.
What is your terps, you know? And then, and through the cannabis research, we've learned more about other terpenes in plants than that.
Really?
It's a good thing we opened that door with cannabis.
That's cool. Yeah.
And terpenes are, so that's going to be different than a cannabinoid. It's a terpene is like a limonene, a pinene. There's all these different terpenes.
Is it related in any way to like there's chemicals in the brain like not like adrenaline, but like epinephrine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely is. So I don't know.
Okay.
If those chemicals are
Yeah,
directly
I'm
related.
thinking of like the pine or the ene at the end, the
ene.
postfix or
It
prefix
feels
or
like
whatever.
it does
Yeah.
connect, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and especially because the only research that we have is done by, obviously, our scientists. So,
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
categorize everything together.
Yeah.
And it's correct, you know, but I bet that it is directly linked. In a
I'm just trying to
similar
think, like,
chemical.
usually with chemical names, the parts of the names, like, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely. Just like
yeah, it could be,
all the
might
medical
not be,
terms
yeah.
are all linked, you know. It's
Yeah,
like, yes.
I could be completely speaking out of my ass right now.
Yeah.
But
them terpenes,
yeah,
they'll really alter the way that the THC will hit you in cannabis.
okay.
So when you isolate just THC,
Yeah.
you got high. You probably just got tired, you know.
Okay.
But when you added like the pinene and the limeine in
Right,
there,
yeah.
now you got the giggles, you know, and
Okay.
you were baked.
Yeah,
But without that terpene,
Yeah.
you didn't get this other altered sense of reality.
Huh.
So
Okay.
The terpenes are very valuable. So that's why I put it directly to coffee, because I
Yeah.
feel like there's like, that's why when you have like a different kind of coffee, it sometimes
Yeah.
there's a slightly different effect.
Huh.
It always makes your heart
Yeah.
beat, but
Yeah.
then it's like, well, what came out of that bean might have been a little bit different, you know?
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
could be
Maybe
cool.
someone took a little bit better care to roast them properly too.
Absolutely.
Like the whole like there's like a whole methodology and a ritual to it.
Totally is.
It's I mean it's completely a drug, like as much as cannabis is.
Terps. Them
Yeah,
terps.
yeah. I've always related like cannabis, sugar, and like marijuana as like one class of drugs or most, you know?
For sure.
Like
For sure.
they're all low levels, but they all affect you greatly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you really feel the effects.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's really great that we're coming to a point now in society where we're actually being honest about these things, you know? Because even like 10 years ago, trying to talk about marijuana was weird, you know, in this manner, fact or whatever, you know, like,
Yeah.
I remember just like, we all know it's medicine and we all know like all these uses for even just hemp itself, you know. Like I remember getting signatures in Ohio, going to this like show. I got like 120 signatures in one like 6-hour show. It was like a big, kind of a festival thing in a venue, but like everybody there is signing, you know. They're like,
yeah.
fuck yeah. And I'm just lying straight out to people. I'm like, hey, sign right here, we'll send you a bag of weed. Probably not supposed to say that, but you know.
Sign it.
Yeah, like,
I
got
didn't
lots
even give
of
him my
signatures.
address. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't even know how he's gonna send it.
Yeah. And I used to have this dreadlocks more, down to my head. So I looked
Sure.
like I was like legit,
Yeah.
you know.
He's got weed.
This guy knows,
He's
right?
definitely got weed.
That, yeah, I mean, if you have dreadlocks, like in general, people just assume, for sure.
Yes. That's
Especially when they're real natural looking and weird, and it doesn't look like they're like.
Yeah.
It's like you just forgot about your hair for like a decade, and like.
He's got the
This
fire.
guy.
Super fire.
I once got to hang out with one of my favorite guitarists because of that, though, because he thought I had weed,
Sure.
and he was
sure.
wasted, and like it was a dude. You ever heard of the band Mastodon before?
No.
Well.
It rings a bell, but I don't want to
Yeah,
say.
like early 2005 era,
Alright.
it was like a progressive metal band that was like
Definitely.
ridiculous, and I would go to their shows all the time. But then randomly in Cleveland, Ohio, I show up to the Spitfire Saloon once with my girl at the time, and like he is standing on the bar. Like, this is my favorite guitarist, and he's standing on the bar in Cleveland, Ohio, singing, "Hey, good looking, what you got cooked?" Just drunk as shit, like.
Yes.
I'm like, I picked the right day to come here.
Yes. This is all stars are aligned.
Yeah. I'm like, hey man, like Blood Mountain and Blood and Thunder. All their names are Blood, I guess. I don't know all their album names. Fucking awesome albums though. Oh, Leviathan. That was the other name.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Good shit though. He's like looking at me with like one eye. He's like, yeah, go ahead and take a seat, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you.
Yeah. You got any weed, dude?
Yeah.
It'd be cooler if you did, man. But man, that was a great conversation. Like half an hour later, I like know all about this guy, and he's like, "You don't know me though, man. You don't know me." I'm saying bluegrass is fun, dude. Play banjo, start a banjo band.
Do the banjo thing, dude.
Yeah,
Be really cool.
Yeah.
Nobody'd be ready for that.
I knew though that he, the way that he plays metal is banjo style finger picking.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what gave
Almost
him
like
this
two.
Yeah.
That's when it
what
gets
gave
really
him this
you're
weird
like, what?
sound. Yeah, that's why he had this really weird metal sound because he came at it like a banjo.
Right.
Yeah, he hit some crazy shit. That was Brett Hines. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
Gotcha.
That guy. I used to yell, and the crazy part, every concert I went to of theirs, I would just yell, "Brett Hines is a Viking!" Like no one else on stage, I would say that about, except for him.
Love
He's
it.
just like this big red bearded like Viking looking dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Red beard.
Yeah. It's good shit, dude. And we're back. So I want to talk about something that's just completely off topic. I've been doing podcasts too much lately.
Yes.
But let's talk about sensitive toothpaste. What kind of like wizard magic is that shit? Right? I broke this tooth on a pork rind a couple summers ago. Don't have to feel it anymore.
Yeah. Over with.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah. Right.
Sensitive toothpaste.
Yeah. He's like, the dude's just giving me like this big ass magic brownie. He's like, here you go. Hey, have you ever had a pork rind right from the pig? I was like, no. Oh my god, I should not have done that. I'm like thinking this was totally something else.
That was like a pork hoof.
Oh my god, dude. That was just so painful. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, tooth pain will it'll put you down.
Yeah, well, yeah. Achilles heel, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Drop you.
Why do we have such weaknesses as humans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I do want to hit. Like, I love being in this place, dude. Like in Colorado. Like I was.
Is this your first time?
No.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I back when I was like 20. I was in a punk band, and we came out here to JJ Nobody's garage in Boulder.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
He was part of the he was on tour with the Queers or something at the time. And
Decent.
like, yeah, like he's like, yeah, you can like crash in my garage all week and record with this other dude that I got, and we recorded on all these like ADAT like tapes, reel to reel shit, and like it was a rad album, really,
Definitely.
It was a good time. We just got drunk in that garage mostly, and then just walk outside. And it's like fucking mountains out here, dude.
Yeah, I bet. Now, were you actually in Boulder or were you in Nederland?
I have no idea. It was a long time ago.
You were in like real mountains?
I mean, I could see them in the distance. They weren't like, I wasn't like,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel like you were in Nederland.
Okay.
Which is like outskirts of Boulder.
Could be.
Boulder's like so city.
Oh.
And then like outskirts comes like a little
It
bit more.
It felt suburb. It felt a little
So,
bit, yeah.
Man, really cool area out there though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even Boulder, a lot of people feel like Boulder's really snobby.
Okay.
Or like stuck up, but
yeah, it's been like 18 years since I've been there.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of gentrification's been happening, but
small mountain towns, dude.
Yeah.
Life changer. I got to get back to living in small mountain towns.
Yeah,
because
that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's just so much different, Like, like
I got that feeling coming straight from, Leadville, obviously, and then Salida.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then I came straight to Colorado Springs, and then I'm in and then it's just strip malls everywhere, and I just feel like my soul dying,
Nailed it.
I'm
Nailed
like,
it.
oh fuck, I got it. Like I was like,
it was so cool.
I'm a little hungry, but I don't want to stop any of these places. I feel like I'm going to die if I go at any of these places.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
It's a different way of living in the small mountain towns.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I was starting to
you're
get
able
used
to
to
escape,
Yeah.
You're able to truly escape. Like
Yeah.
when I lived up there in Leadville, it was just being able to like, I don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
There's no highway.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Okay,
sure.
so like ever, I don't have to deal with a highway. The speed limit in the whole town is 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So there's no chance of road rage. You know, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're getting road rage here, you got a real problem. Like,
Yeah. And anytime there's like less symbols that are trying to get me to worship them, like
yeah.
Pizza Hut or McDonald's or some shit, like I'm like, I don't want to worship the fucking clown, bro.
Yeah,
Like that's
no,
not my
no.
jam. That's not where I'm at in life, you know?
Salida's oh no, Frisco. From Leadville, it's Frisco, so it's 35 minutes to the closest Walmart.
Okay. Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
I like but there's many a mountain towns, so it took me, like, after I lived there for a while, I realized that there was so many other nice mountain towns, and like, you get into town and there's not that much going on, and
Yeah.
you can enjoy life.
Speaking of religious symbols, there's a guy, an author named Alan Moore. He did a lot of graphic novels and things.
All right.
But he worships a statue of a snake, and not the snake itself, but the actual statue itself. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I just find it hilarious to
Yeah.
say out loud.
The true state. Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it right here.
This right here is my God.
Yeah. Not the meaning of. Or,
No.
No.
This isn't a symbol. This isn't an idol either. This is actually it. So I'm not really breaking any commandments when we look down and find brass tacks and shit.
Yeah. Got him right here. Look.
Yeah. I have contained him within the statue.
That's comical.
A bit of wizardry happened here.
That's really
Some
funny.
sorcery happened, and it was a lightning bolt. It was a big thing.
Yes.
You should have been here. It was wild.
I might honor it.
Yeah, like I feel like I should say a few words. Sorry.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the opium of the people. Let's just say that.
Nice. People need opium. Damn it.
It's partially the resin around it is actually opium. Sometimes I just light it and let it like burn like incense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. It's just
It actually smells similar.
it's a nice icebreaker. And I go outside, look at the stars, and they all start connecting. What happens about that?
Isn't that always beautiful?
Yeah.
I'm in
Oh
for
man,
the
I feel
show.
like we got a stand-up routine going here, dude.
Let's go.
I haven't laughed this hard for any of the other podcasts yet. Like, just keep knocking them down, man. What we got?
We need it.
Fuck yeah.
We need it.
Yeah,
We need
yeah.
to make sure that we're having fun in life and that we keep seeking to make ourselves better
Yeah,
and not beating ourselves up, you know.
yeah, for sure. Because the failing part is the best part. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's like, you
It's-
see that I tried? That was. I know I like got hurt, but like that was amazing.
That was the harder part
Yeah.
than succeeding.
I'm gonna tell everybody about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the best story I have right now, you know?
It's important to fall on your face, man.
Yeah, for real, man. Like, I've had numerous ones, numerous occasions. I can't think of any that I want to say right now.
Yeah. I got a fun one.
Yeah? Cool.
All right.
It'll probably jog me.
All right. So, growing up, I got 9 felonies before I turned 18.
Impressive. Yeah.
Fell on my face.
Yikes.
Repeatedly, man.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
And I was able to realize how bad
That's
that
Florida.
I was just missing.
Florida's a bad influence. Let's just
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that. Is that?
Yeah, oh, no, you're not wrong. Bad influence and an excessive amount of police that are able to catch you once you fed into the bad influence. you know?
It's like the bad influence feeds into the more cops, feeds into the bad influence, feeds into the more cops. It's a bad cycle.
It's a horrible cycle.
Yeah.
But you could make mistakes in many areas to fall into it again. you know?
Were any of the felonies involving gators or crocodiles of any form?
No, I got away with those.
Whew, right, there you go. Do not get caught. You don't get caught with a gator.
You never got caught with that.
That's a rule, man. Don't get caught with the gators.
But man, I learned a lot from my mistakes.
The cops don't hang out where there are gators. Yeah.
That's real. There's a bunch of gators. There's not a bunch of cops. You're okay.
Yeah, I knew I'd like find the neighborhood. You know, where does this really? Why did that really happen?
Yeah. Nailed it.
Nice. That's hilarious.
You gotta grow though, man. You gotta fall on your face and you gotta stand up and go, there's another direction, there's another way of life.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes itself known to you that way, just hits you right in the face.
Oh, we got a dog call.
Yeah. They're like, I got a story. I was chasing around this cat once, man. Chase pussy all around this neighborhood, bro.
These dogs are outrageous, man.
These dogs, man. Get a muzzle.
I'm surprised though.
Get a muzzle.
Yeah, muzzle those wild hounds.
I speak some Doganese, man. I know what you're really saying, bro.
Yeah. I got one Boston Terrier and one Pit Bull.
Right on.
They're a couple maniacs.
Yeah, they probably just feed into each other nonstop too.
For sure.
That's cool too. I mean, dogs get lonely, man. Like, it's nice to have a couple of them around.
Yeah, I think that was the move. To have two dogs is the key. I had the one for a while, but you're saying, though, a dog gets along with another dog in a weird way.
Yeah.
Even when they don't get along, it's like, hey, give me something to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight you.
I give you shit all day.
Just fucking with you. I don't really want to fight.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
Yeah.
They know we're talking about him now.
But isn't that the truth, though? I mean, I tend to feel like I'm comfortable alone, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you see, I live alone.
Yeah.
I have just me and the dogs, but
yeah,
I don't always feel like that's full comfort. It's
right.
Like,
It's not the full spectrum of.
Yeah.
I mean, the way human brain works, it definitely connects to other human brains in a certain fashion, right?
Fun. I never heard that phrase like that. That's an interesting way to look at it, though.
I picked that up in a manner of speaking from this the Blue Brain project that IBM did, the computer company.
Okay. Yeah.
Where they were trying to do like this neural net back in I don't know 05, 03, somewhere around there.
Sure.
And the way they said it always stuck with me, and it was like, well, how do you build a computer if you're building like a neural network for real, right? It means that it has to self-assemble and it has to self-connect to other brains, right? Because that's how our brains are and how they actually come to be,
Yeah.
And I've never seen it in that light, and it always blew my mind.
Right.
Self-assembling and self-connecting. Okay, right?
Yeah, the connection can be really key, though. And
Yeah. Well, and so, I mean, just socialization in general. We all need
Absolutely.
that. There's definitely a balance between being isolated and being social, and you can have too much of either. And I think that this whole idea of introvert and extrovert, I don't think it exists really.
It's too much categorizing of things we don't really understand.
A whole spectrum of things.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I want to be alone.
We'll split all that in half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're that way. Yeah, no, you're that way.
You're one of those extroverts.
Totally.
Yeah, well, I talk words to people.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like there are people who don't do that, so...
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful to think that we're all individuals.
Yeah.
And know and feel that we do have our own individuality, and then to see how much we are just classified as, groups.
Yeah,
Like, so common. You're just in that group.
I recognize... I mean, it is true that there are people that remind me of other people that I know, Yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, I got you nailed, I know exactly who you are. And sometimes it really rings true, and it kind of is scary,
Oh, sometimes it's creepy.
Yeah. I when I was over in Kent, there was this musician buddy of mine. I called him Grandpa Johnny. partially where I got my name from too.
Nice.
And then I took a trip out to Portland. I was just busking around, playing open mics everywhere. I met a guy named Johnny Holiday, okay?
All right.
And dressed, acted, played almost identical to my Johnny. And I'm just like, okay. And he's like, and then like we're talking in the like before the thing started, and he's like, hey, do you want to jam? I'm like, sure. He's like, okay, play a song. And I was like, started playing a song that Grandpa Johnny taught to me, right?
Gotcha.
And Johnny Holiday's like, oh, I can play along with that, no problem. I was like, I know that you can. You taught it to me.
I knew.
Yeah, like
I opened the door.
like, God damn it, I wish you would have said not that, but like, how did I know? There was no way that could have not happened, you know?
Definitely.
But, I mean, yeah, there are similarities between people, and I have been, and it's circumstantial in a lot of ways, I think. What's your experience? Where did you go from? Where did you guys come from? Like, I know I changed schools in between about 6th and 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around there. And, like, before that point, I had a lot of friends, and I was able to talk about Star Trek and, you know, like, band nerd shit, you know?
Yes.
Like, I started, like, the same year, in 1994, I started a Star Trek fan club with my whole class, man.
Hell
was
yeah.
somehow involved by the end of it.
Ballsy at that time.
Yeah.
Too, wasn't it?
and I was motherfucking Spock, bro. Like,
Yes. I got this.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. And, like, I was the organizer, and I was the logical one. I had the notebook with everybody's names, and, like, I was teaching people how to make tricorders out of paper, you know?
Yeah.
That was the big part of it, though. That was, like, using your imagination, creating, like, little devices like this, putting buttons on them, you know, like, naming the buttons, and, like, what is a handheld device, you know? Like, we were inventing, you know, cell phones in the 4th grade, shit.
Fuck yeah.
That was a lot of fun, but yeah, so I had that group of people, and it was just like, I felt like I fit right in, you know?
Sure.
And then 7th grade hits, I moved to this Catholic school, and everyone's just like...
I also, in 7th grade, I went to a Baptist school. That's interesting.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I was like all public.
Yeah.
Until 6th grade, and then
Yeah.
Then I went to like.
And I felt
private.
like those kids were just heinous, man. Like, I was like, I don't swear a lot. Like, I feel intimidated, and I feel like you're trying to intimidate me.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just didn't talk to anyone for a long time, you know? Like, I had
definitely.
a few close friends, you know?
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I just, like, kept
Oh,
distance,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
This was, like, a whole different thing happening, you know?
Yes. It was very controlled by like a smaller amount of like crap in school. You know?
Yeah,
like,
and usually, like, religious schools like that are smaller in general, too.
Yeah,
Like, as
yeah.
far as, like, student class size.
total size, right?
Yeah, I
was
went
at
all through high
15.
school after that there. But,
Same spot.
yeah.
Catholic.
Yeah. And I never professed to be Catholic. I didn't convert over or anything.
No. But it's
Yeah.
Catholic, so you had a Bible class.
Yeah.
Because I had one class of Bible as well through middle school, 7th and 8th grade in the Christian school.
Okay, yeah.
And it was like, well,
I had
what
lots.
are we learning here? Like,
Yeah. I had
And that
lots
was-
of Bible classes, man. Way too many Bible classes. And because my folks went to, like, a United Methodist church.
okay,
So
gotcha,
they were having me
gotcha.
go on the weekends to that, like, a Bible course there to learn the Methodist. And then I was taking religion class every day of the week at the school, you know, and then going to mass at school. And then going to church on Sunday, you know, two different churches, and it's like, God damn it.
But let me complete the circle.
Yeah.
It's like listening to others' music.
Right, yeah.
It's like, well, let me listen to it, you know. Like,
That's true too.
Because maybe it rings to me right, and maybe now I can see more of how you feel. But in the end, like I disagree with most of it, and that's mine. I'm glad I listened to the music.
Right,
You
yeah,
know?
for sure. I mean, yeah, some of the old church music I really like a lot. Yeah, for sure, right?
To
Like,
actual music.
yeah.
Like it. Love it.
Some of the old Wesleyan shit, right?
Hell yeah, there you go.
I mean, oh man, the 90s onwards is just,
Preach.
oh god. When you got the guys just like with the real like chintzy like, breathe. Jesus, Jesus. I'm just like, man, be more creative, man.
Well, yeah, I thought you had more than that.
Yeah, like, what are you really singing about? Is there any substance here, or is it not? You know,
Sure.
like, what's the line?
Sure, is that too heavy a one to go into though? What is religion? Because there's such a valuable thing that was attempted to be
definitely
offered there.
Yeah.
It is so valuable, and like so in life, I so seek to just be a good human.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
to do the right thing, you know.
And then when you have a church or like a congregation of people that come together, sing songs together, right, of any kind of form.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, if you're not connecting to that, then you're saying, hey, go invent your own thing. And so we do, you know, and that's not always the best idea, but it's fun to try, you know.
Right.
And that's what, I mean, I feel like some of my friends have been better at it than others, and I gravitate towards them, you know, because it's like, obviously none of them are religious at all in any way, but they're still trying to form this community and be compassionate, good people to other people, and be friends with other people, you know?
Which is the one thing that I always feel is consistent through religion, that the actual intentions, whether it be that of the church or whatnot, you know, but the actual intention of the religion was to promote doing good.
Yeah.
You know, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Which is like it's always common sense to us all.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like that was what the right thing was, and you did different, you know. So try it harder next time.
Why do we need a prophet to explain to us how to live life? You know.
Yes.
Because A, does anybody ever know how to live life? And B, can anybody else ever even tell us that? You know, it's like iffy on both.
Iffy on both.
Yeah, like sometimes I think so too, you know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, we can all agree on things here and here and here, but other times not so much. And then, but I know that there's a lot of things that I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things. There's in the universe. The things that I know is a dock on a ocean of things that I have no idea about. But I know that ocean exists, and that makes me question a lot of things, you know?
Yeah. But you definitely have not missed many in life. And, like, in life, it starts to be more understandable at, like, the age around where we're at.
Exactly.
Where
you start seeing the patterns.
The patterns. Mm-hmm. Great term. I was going to say the consistency throughout, you know, this or that. The patterns.
Yeah, and those patterns are consistent, like clockwork. Man.
Exactly.
Like, it's so radical that it's like... It's clockwork.
yeah. It's just like, I saw that coming. Or,
timing right on time, man. The train just arrived. Like, whew.
Did not miss that one.
Yeah.
And that's important in life as well. And then how beautiful and how humble you're able to say that, you know, like a dock on the ocean.
Yeah.
Of this is what I understand, and then that's what I know is real. Yeah. That I cannot grasp yet.
Yeah.
You know,
it
it's
really
truth.
Is.
That's facts, man.
Yeah.
Straight facts.
Yeah.
That's stuff that's hard to swallow. You're like, well, there it is, though.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all in the same boat, you know? Yeah. And if we lived in a society where we just lived in harmony with nature, you know, that's what you would call a savage or a primate or someone who's not like... That's what we call them in the Western culture.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's like, where we put them.
Yeah, we put them in this corner, in this, like, box. So, like, yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, lost it.
Yeah, like...
You lost it.
They take coca leaves and dry them and put them in their lip and act like that's coffee. Fuck that, bro. Like, I want to go down to Starbucks and wait for... like bean water, like
that bean water though, man.
Yeah, like this is what my grandpa did, bro. Like these colors don't run.
Right.
Levels, man. Levels of just traditional ways that like no one knows how they did it before this. Now we've been doing it so long this way, and it really hasn't even been that long.
Oh, that's one of my best friend's statements. Is the worst part is We ain't been doing it that long.
Yeah.
We're all acting like this has been 10,000 years. It
Right.
ain't been nothing.
We've
Like,
always driven automobiles. What are you talking about? Like, gas cars are what we do.
that's
We're
what we
Americans.
do.
We're Americans.
It ain't been but like a couple hundred. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure in 1776, no one had ever said that. For even 100 years after 1776, no one ever even knew how those words worked.
Yeah.
If you said that to somebody in America at that time, they would have burned you as a witch.
Yeah.
You know,
Boy.
the carriage without the horse, but it has horsepower. You know what I'm saying? No, you are a devil, and I will kill you. That's what America...
You're on the witch hunt.
Yeah, that's how America used to roll.
Yeah. And that wasn't too long ago.
It was not.
It
Was like our great-great-grandparents' era.
Right.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
realistically.
Right.
They were born in that time period.
Hard to believe, hard to understand is like
Yeah.
those times of like difficulties that they actually went through back in the day.
Yeah. I mean...
So I got taught the one quote of use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without.
Nice.
And that's a Great Depression one because you had to use all of it,
Yeah.
or you had to deal with not having it. And,
Yeah.
and it's also important that we know that that's not where we're at now. And, but we need to never forget that, man, some of our grandparents and great-grandparents.
And really through most of human history, man. I mean, it may not have been those exact words, but, I mean, if you killed, like, a deer, like, you are using a lot of that carcass. You're using all of it, regardless, you know?
Yeah.
And no one thought anything different than that, for thousands of years, really.
Yeah. It was in their subconscious, even.
Because if you didn't, you would die, Because this skin means life or death for my wife, so I'm going to take this.
Yeah.
Because she needs this, or she's not going to make it through the winter, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
And we're at this like planned obsolescence phase of like we're just building shit just to build it, just because like, oh well, we need money, so we need stuff to continue to grow. It needs to be larger than it was yesterday.
Right.
Okay, well that doesn't make any sense at all.
No. Also, the new sense of wealth is to consume more area.
Right.
So it doesn't even mean build it, but it's just like consume bigger.
Right. Yeah. Like the bigger this
Why?
is. Yeah, that's so American.
Totally. It really is.
It hurts, man. It hurts for me to say that, honestly. Because, like, I want it to be better. We need to be better,
Right. Yes. And it's okay that we have the conflict. I believe the conflict is what helps America be as strong as we are.
Yeah.
Because there's so half of us that just, like, maybe more than half.
Yeah.
I don't know, that just don't care about,
That's true, too.
environment or society or bettering life, but it's selfish. And you're like, wow, that's impressive. I can't do it.
No.
I can never live my life like that.
No.
But I realize that that's how you're living your life, and that's not you. But it's cool that you're able to.
Well,
not,
man, we put so much on ourselves though too. Like in this society, we put so much more on the individual, to the point where like they're so smashed down and stressed out, and like before, if you had a community raise your kids, you were not as stressed, But if you were an individual raising a child, and then trying to do 3 or 4 jobs just to pay for the child care. Like, that is, like, you do not care what you need to do to get by at that point, Once you're smashed down that far, like, the environment, fuck it. Because if I don't do all of these things, and if I take time to care, we're not going to make it.
We're not going to make it, is the belief.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. I keep bringing out the back to the community and the child raising. Is the old tale of it takes a village to raise a
Yeah,
son or
definitely,
a child.
definitely, yeah.
And that's what we need to be able to bring our children up to understand what it means to live in the society, the community that we have is
Exactly,
hard.
exactly.
And we it's more than the parents.
Yeah,
It's way more than the parents. Like, the parents can only do so much. That's why it takes the whole village to actually teach the children of what we need in
because
this world.
there's so many
know?
perspectives of it too. If you just have like your parents' perspective, you are gonna be fucked up.
You nailed it. Yeah.
That's cut and dry, man. Like,
Yeah.
because they are wrong subjectively on one angle of something, regardless of what they're saying.
Exactly. They're
You know?
human.
Yeah, exactly.
They're human.
They're completely imperfect.
It's-
you know?
They tried, you know.
Yeah, like they're doing their
they
best.
tried.
You know,
Yeah.
like I love
Even
them.
if they didn't. You know?
Yeah, there's some things I wish I would have been there a little stronger, you know, but we all have that missing piece, you know, like,
Absolutely.
because of that. And like if I had a kid, same thing, you know.
Yeah.
But if we had more people involved, man, it's an entirely different world at that point, you know.
Yes. So it's one of my newest things I'm trying to break into is helping the community and helping younger people realize where
Yeah.
they're going in life and
That's cool.
what they should be doing in life.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
and all it is, it's really simple. It's the right thing.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's all it is. It's so fun. You know, as I get older, I'm like, it's really funny. It's do the right thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
really matter what. Find something that you're passionate about, something that you like, something that you're gonna make money on, and
Yeah, and then all the rest kind of just, you know, works.
Yeah.
It works after that point. You know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I haven't done that yet. I wish someone would have told me that shit, you know, back then.
Oh yeah, that's a
And
hard one.
I just told you how many degrees I got. I'm not working in any of those fields.
It's hard.
I mean, I can talk about this shit all day, and that's what I'm trying to do, but it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I wish I could. I wish I, like, I don't know. I don't know what I wish, honestly, you know? And that's kind of a hard part about it. Like,
Put
I'm...
the spotlight on you.
Yeah,
So
right, yeah.
Where
were you on the night of the 17th, 2025?
Spit it out.
Yeah, I mean, great. Yeah, it would be great to be a welder, maybe. I don't know, but I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot
you
of
know,
bad fumes there.
yeah, there's that. There's a lot of things. And then it's like, yeah, cool. I work at a recording studio. I've done that. It's not very fun, you know?
Right.
And, like, I'm going to blow out my ears, and then I'm not going to have fun, you know? And it's just like, man, how can I keep making money and have fun doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do this shit.
Yeah.
You know, because I have a blast doing these podcasts, man. Like,
Yeah.
right now, this is where I live. This is where I thrive, you know?
Killer.
And
Killer.
I just found that out, like, 6-7 months ago for the first time, you know?
Yeah. In order to open those doors, though, man, it's not that easy. And, like,
No.
I think that you're crushing it on the podcasting. And, like, you hit me up. You were all like, hey, you know, I heard good things. You know, let's open this door. Let's
Yeah.
record something. And
Yeah.
I thought it was really, like, right in line. And,
Cool. Hell
and
yeah.
this might be exactly what you need, dude, to open
I think so.
the
Like,
rest of these doors.
yeah, yes, exactly. Because it's already opened up a lot just in, like, 7 months.
Right.
It's really been phenomenal, like, kind of a journey. And, like, I don't know, a lot on a lot of levels, you know?
Yeah.
Love, professional, money, like, you know. And I'm like, wow, I have not experienced any of this stuff on any of these levels before in a lot of ways, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm just super grateful to be able to do this. And, like, I don't have a lot of time to build this up, but right now I have the time to, like, you know, I'm like, if I can do this before I can get a day job, this would be amazing, you know? Like,
Sure. Well, whenever you get a foot in and you really feel like it's worth it, you got to put both those feet all the way in and just
yeah,
and follow that goal, man.
yeah.
Sometimes it's not as stable as, like, you know, something that's really well written.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no book on it.
And you know, people will be like, dude, everybody has podcasts right now, but I literally haven't met a single person who's had a podcast.
Yes.
I've never been on anybody else's podcast yet.
Right,
You know, I
right.
can't find them. You know,
Yeah.
like where
So,
are these
yeah,
people?
where are
yeah.
these? Oh,
Yeah.
everybody's doing it.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
it's like
I don't
freaking
think
none.
that's true, man. Like,
Yeah.
everyone I know has a job.
Yeah. Nailed
Or
it.
they're like working to make their art a job, which is like always sometimes failing.
Always, yeah, that's always. It's been that way actually.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a long
since
time as well.
forever. Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that art? I don't know.
I just made an album. I think it's great, but you know, will I make money off of it? I don't know. You know, never have before.
Well, respect you, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Good times, man. I appreciate you coming down here and
Hell yeah.
knowing that there was a door that was put there for a reason, though.
Hell yeah, man. I super appreciate you and like, you know,
Yeah.
being a part of it, you know? Like I think this was like a really good time and like we said a lot of really cool things right now.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it out there and
It's going. It's on its way, man. It's got trajectory.
Hell
It's got
yeah, man.
speed and time.